Let's begin with Electronic Arts, though, agreeing to be taken private in this $55 billion deal. David, I assume you're all over this. Got some historic levels in terms of LBO history, right?
It's the biggest of all time. You know, we go back. 2007 was the TXU deal that I can remember well, of course, having reported on it. KKR and TPG. Didn't work out well. No. Natural gas in Texas right before, the fracking revolution and prices and what happened there. You go RJR Nabisco, you want to go with way back, 1989. But what's interesting here, guys, well, any number of things, of course. The stock had moved up on Friday because of reporting that the deal was imminent. And, in fact, that did prove to be the case. This is the Saudis buying EA, for all intents and purposes. This is the PIF of Saudi Arabia. It's going to be by far the largest single investor in the overall consortium. It's a $36 billion equity check. $20 billion in debt financing from J.P. Morgan, who I'm told was just brought in a couple of weeks ago. So they weren't part necessarily putting this deal together, which I'm told as well started back in the spring. So there have been talks since the spring. Silver Lake, obviously, the very prominent private equity firm, part of the Dell buyout, part of the Endeavor buyout, part of the TikTok USA purchase we've been reporting on lately, will be an investor. Jared Kushner's firm as well. But Kushner acting as much, if not more, also as somebody putting all the parties together and making sure it all sort of happened along the way. They are both writing checks, that is, Kushner's firm and Silver Lake. But the check from the PIF, in addition to the 9.9% that they already own of EA, is by far the largest single part of that overall $36 billion. And that's why I say, essentially, this is the Saudis taking control of EA, which will become a private company, of course. That's why they call it a go private. In the release, it can be a bit confusing. It says it'll close first quarter of fiscal year 27, but that really means second quarter of next year, 26. So that makes more sense from a timing standpoint. There's sort of what you're going to get, $210 a share. That's the premium, at least, to the unaffected share price. Also about a 17% premium, Jim, to the all-time high. 23 times the last 12 months worth of EBITDA at the company. That compares to about 19 years worth that Microsoft paid for Activision, the last very large deal we saw. They love sports in the kingdom, without a doubt. And in fact, the Crown Prince is a gamer.
Well, I would tell you this. There is a great scarcity value of large companies that know how to do this. And it is a studio business. You see Take-Two. Right now, you have Grand Theft number 6. It's just been a rocket ship. I thought that the Activision deal was a fantastic deal, okay? So I think that you get this. It's got great cash flow. The brands are unassailable, but you needed someone who understood. And I guess they really did understand.
And they have, EA is known for its sports-related titles. And as I said,
fantastic.
There's a real focus on that. We know that, Carl. Yeah. They've, with Live and with any number of other, what they've been paying for soccer and things of that nature. This moves them into that. Not to mention the man who runs the country also, I'm told, is actively on various games as well at times. So,
but David, it could be a movie franchise, too. You know, one of the things that Jensen Wong was a gamer. And when you go out there, they do a lot of stuff that makes it could be there's the possibilities of movies are incredible, and I've always felt it's been underestimated.
Yeah. Well, they represent studios in a sense in terms of what they create.
There's Mortal Kombat coming out in
Did you see the ads? Yeah. The ads for that is like, watching it. If you watch football, there was an ad for the 17 every 30 seconds.
Right.
T-Mobile, but I saw that ad and I said, well, I want to see that movie.
Right. So the multiple doesn't raise any eyebrows for you?
No, because I think that the company historically has been undermanaged versus what library they have. I think that there's a lot there in the locker, so to speak.
Their CEO is staying. Andrew Wilson, he's staying as CEO. Right. He will continue. I think he's fairly well regarded. Guys, you can remember it was I don't know how many years ago. It was 3-4 years ago when I was reporting on, and it was real, that our parent was trying to at least work on a deal with EA in which you would have had a reverse Morris Trust. You would have spun off NBC Universal into EA. It was complicated. voting rights again with the Roberts family. Didn't happen, but it's interesting to note that was at a much far lower value, obviously, than
this.
There
could have been Mortal Kombat between me and David. It could be incredible.
Wilson would have run the overall. Yeah, it was 2022 those talks were taking place.
I'm telling you, these are just tremendous franchises. I'm glad to see the CEO. Maybe they didn't have enough money or maybe didn't have vision, but I take a look at what happened to Take-Two. I think you put up Take-Two stock in the last year. And this is all from the library and the franchises. You know, a sequel in this business is much better than the sequels in the movies.